What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Shift on YouTube with Francisco Rojas, as always. So, today, but it's we because I'm sharing it with you guys. I want to share my Hall of Fame ballot. If I had a ballot, if I had a Hall of Fame ballot, if I had a vote, this would be my vote. I don't know why I never really thought about doing this. Like, I've always, at least last year, I just kind of shared my if I had a vote ballot, just a picture of it on Twitter. Why not do it in video format? Because I love making these videos. So let's do if I had a vote. And obviously, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to hear your guys, if you had a Hall of Fame ballot, I would love to hear from you guys. So, drop those in the comments. Let me know on Twitter at Rojas_media_. And also check out all of my recent, Hall of Fame videos that I have done over the last few months. Go check those out. I'll put those, the links to those in the description box. So make sure you go check those out for sure. But without further ado, this is if I had a vote. So obviously, we're just going to go through, I'm not going to go through everything and have a 20-minute explanation on each player, why I said yes or no. So I have a category for each one. So obviously the first one we're going to go with easy no for me. And the list goes Bronson Arroyo, Matt Cain, R.A. Dickey, Jacoby Ellsbury, Andre Ethier, J.J. Hardy, John Lackey, Mike Napoli, Johnny Peralta, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Houston Street, Jared Weaver, and Jason Worth. And look, if you want to maybe hear a more elaborated, not even more, but just an explanation on any of these players, we could talk about it on Twitter. If you want me to do a video on it, I'll be more than happy to. After the results come out, maybe we can, maybe I can do a video on some of these players that I didn't give an explanation on. Maybe I'll just do that. I'll just do a video on an explanation for the players that I didn't even give an explanation on at all. So those are my easy no for me. In my head, those were easy no's. There are about, 10 to 15 players there. So easy no to those players. These are just straight up no. They weren't easy no's, but they might have took a little bit, maybe not borderline, but to me, but I had to do a little bit, I did my research on all these players, but maybe with a little bit of extra research. For first one, Mark Burley. Mark Burley was super consistent, underrated. I see a lot of people that give him, that are trying to make cases for him, and, he had a good career, don't get me wrong. But just because he had a good career didn't mean he just deserves to be in Cooperstown. Look, underrated. Just because you're underrated doesn't mean you should be in the Hall of Fame. I thought Mark Burley was, underrated pitcher, had a lot of great years for the White Sox, had a lot of years where maybe he could have, finished higher in the Cy Young voting, but that doesn't mean he should have been in Cooperstown. Great career, really good career, but doesn't mean Cooperstown to me. Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter was a little bit overrated to me, right? Torrey Hunter, good career, don't get me wrong, good career, highlight reel type of guy. Obviously, as far as center field goes, we all remember him catching that, robbing Barry Bonds in the home run derby, in the All-Star game. I remember him for making the highlight reel catches, and it was a good hitter. He had, at 110 OPS plus over the course of his very, long career. Was great for those years, with the Twins and the Angels as well. Good career, but the metrics don't even back up his 9 Gold Gloves. He had a negative 38 total zone runs above average. Now, we didn't have, defensive run saves for the entirety of his career. But even then, the metrics don't even back up his 9 Gold Gloves. So Torrey Hunter, no to me. Jimmy Rollins, I've seen back and forth on J-Roll. J-Roll, I just can't put in a guy 95 OPS plus for his career. And look, he was really fun to watch. I'm a Phillies fan. I loved watching J-Roll for his career. Good career. Very good career. But that doesn't mean Cooperstown to me. And I loved him. Stole a lot of bases. I remember his 07 MVP season, 2020, 20 doubles, 20 homers, 20 triples, 20 stolen bases. Was amazing to watch. I loved him. But that does not mean Cooperstown to me. I'm still out on Jimmy Rollins. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future. But right now, the last couple of years, I've just been no. And then the next category, borderline, but no. So this took me even a little bit of extra research, a little extra thinking. And these are guys I went back and forth with. And you know what? If you think any of these guys are Hall of Famers, I can't even be that upset because there might be a case for him. Bobby Abreu, someone near and dear to my heart as a Phillies fan, grew up watching him. Look, extremely consistent career. I mean, man, 400 stolen bases. I forgot this morning he had 400 stolen bases. To go along with his, Baseball Reference WAR of at least, I think it was 60, and all those years of 400 on base percentage for his career. I mean, extra base machine. It wasn't a great fielder, but he's close. Definitely underrated. He's close, but to me, he just misses the mark. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts on Bobby Abreu. I mean, a lot of people I feel like have different thoughts on Bobby Abreu. Todd Helton, numbers were just a little too inflated from Coors Field. Just a little bit inflated, man. I know people are going to say, there's opposite ends of the Coors effect. I'm not one of those people that's not going to give him any chance because of Coors Field. There's people who are like, he plays at Coors Field, so that automatically he's out. I'm not like that, but I look at his just overall numbers, and for me, just a little too inflated. If you look at his home and road splits, just a little too inflated. And he's borderline to me, and I just got to take him out just a little bit because of those career home and road splits with Todd Helton. So I'm out on Helton right now, but who knows? Jeff Kent. Jeff Kent's an interesting one. Look, what it comes down to me, for me, is because I had to. Last year, I was hell-bent, or not even hell-bent. I was, okay, well, he hit behind Bonds, and he hit in front of Bonds, and that just, I'm still on that. But, there's been a lot of people, I think, this year that have really gotten on the Jeff Kent train. And I think a lot of it has to do with, well, we don't have Clemens and Bonds and, Kurt Schilling to, kind of ride the coattails to get in the Hall. So maybe Jeff Kent's one of these people that they're really trying to get behind. I looked at his numbers before he got to San Fran. Like, he was fine. Like, he was a good hitter. OPS above league average from 93 to 96. I think it was with the Indians. I forget who else he played for in that time period. But, his numbers got so much better when he got to San Fran. And that helps when you're hitting behind Barry Bonds and in front of Barry Bonds. I'm sorry. Like, that's just how I feel about Kent. At the end of the day, I just think he benefited so much from hitting behind Bonds. And then the last one, there's a few more in this category. Sorry. Gary Sheffield. Sheffield had an incredible offensive career. 500 plus home runs. OPS 40% above league average for his career. He intentionally botched plays during his career defensively. That's what it comes down to for me with Gary Sheffield. He intentionally botched plays. I can't put a guy in that was tanking games for his teams. I don't even know how to put that. I don't know. I've seen that in a few articles from respected writers, and he's almost kind of said it himself. So I can't put somebody in that was like intentionally losing games almost, or not losing games, but trying to do other teammates a disservice by. Come on. Gary Sheffield's a no for me. I did have to do some extra, thinking about it because his offensive career was so good, but Sheffield's a no for me. Francisco Rodriguez, another one where even up until I did this video, I was kind of back and forth on because he was dominant. He was a really good reliever. I think he still has the all-time saves, single season save mark. But to me, when I think of, and I'm going to get into this in the next category, to be in the Hall of Fame as a relief pitcher, you have to be all-time dominant. You just do. And that's where I'm at with Francisco Rodriguez. He's a no. Omar Vizquel, great glove, wasn't a good hitter. A lot of people do the whole Ozzie Smith comparison. Ozzie Smith's like all-time defender. Better base stealer. That helped his value go up. Ozzie Smith gets in because of those reasons. Omar Vizquel is a no for me still. Look, the domestic abuse thing, not great. But I really try to look at on the field performance. Andy Pettitte, last one here, consistent, but the Hall of very good. He was a consistent player, but he was the Hall of Very Good at the end of the day. Look, there's people made the case for him, but he wasn't good enough for me to get in the Hall of Fame. That's all I'll give you on Andy Pettitte. And last category here, obviously, one we've all been waiting for. Yes. Number one for me, and I'm just going to put the link to this in the description because I made an entire video on why I thought he should be in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Beltran, just simply put, all-around great career. I understand the Astros thing, the whole Astros scandal, but all-around great career, 435 homers, 70.1 B WAR, 9-time All-Star. If you want to hear more about Carlos Beltran and why he should be in the Hall of Fame, I'll have the link to that in the description box. Andruw Jones, also made a video about him as well. So I'm just going to leave that to you guys. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description. Andruw Jones, I mean, simply well put, like second all-time in total zone runs, above average for any position, not even just center field, any position, second all-time in total zone runs. Was an incredible fielder to go along with his 434 home runs and that 2005 season where, look, again, I'll let you watch that. Link to that will be in the description box. Next one, I think I did the same one in the same video. Scott Rowland, I'm on the Scott Rowland train. All-time defender at third base. Again, kind of like Andruw Jones, to go along with his offensive production. Rowland was a really good player. And, you know, people were saying Nolan Arenado, kind of like the modern-day Scott Rowland with a little more power. So, I like Rowland in the Hall of Fame. Again, link to that will be in the description box, along with the Andruw Jones one and the Beltran. Last one was kind of like a change of heart thing. Billy Wagner. Billy Wagner was truly dominant as a relief pitcher. At the end of the day, the thing that it came down to for me, you have to be dominant as a relief pitcher, like truly all-time dominant to get in. And he was. I mean, a 187 ERA plus for his career. You know, K per 9, just below 12. 6 all-time in saves. I'm like, you know, I'm iffy on saves, whether they were truly a great stat, but it doesn't matter. Like, Billy Wagner, like, it backs up being that high up in the save category. I mean, a FIP below 3. You know, 4 seasons of an ERA under 2. He had, like, I don't even know how many seasons he had of an ERA under 3. Like, he was just truly dominant, and he was really fun to watch. Maybe that factors into it, too. I mean, like, he was a Philly for a couple of years, but those years with the Astros were just unbelievable. And then you get to even the end of his career was he with Atlanta, I think? He was with Atlanta, and he had, like, I think he had, like, 39 saves in his last season of his career. Like, Billy Wagner was truly dominant throughout his career. The entirety of his career, he was dominant, all-time dominant. And that's where I think Wagner, he was kind of borderline to me, but he gets over the hump, man. Wagner, I've been back and forth on the last couple of years, but Billy Wagner is a Hall of Famer for me. Would love to see him get into Cooperstown. So I have 4 guys on my ballot. I didn't want to do... I'm not a small Hall guy. I'm not a big Hall guy. I'm not any of that. It's just my criteria, how I look at guys' resumes. This is who I think should be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm not going to put somebody in the Hall of Fame just because I think I need to put 10 names. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, you know, respect to how... And this is what I love about the Hall of Fame is that the conversation, and, you know, who you think should be in the Hall of Fame, who you don't, all of that. Like, I love all of it. So I appreciate everyone's point of view, which is why I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear how many guys you think should be in. Do you not have any guys in this ballot? I mean, there are people that have posted their ballot and say, "Oh, I'm not putting anybody in." I want to know from you. Let me know in the comment section here on YouTube. Let me know on Twitter at Rojas_media_. I mean, the results come out tomorrow night. I'm excited. Maybe I'll do like some sort of a reaction video to it. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure I'm going to be doing something, you know, something related to that when the results come out tomorrow night at 6 p.m., 8 p.m. I think it is. The coverage starts at 4 p.m. on MLB Network, so catch that. That's going to do it for me in this video. Want to hear your guys' opinion and who should be on the ballot. It's going to do it for me. See you guys next time.